Russian soldier attacking the bunker. A group of enemies on motorcycles. Closed defense with the tank. And armored vehicles with electronic warfare systems destroyed. Watch to the end so you don't miss the highlights. An enemy bunker dug by the roadside was discovered in the Kursk region. Ukrainian FPV drone pilot conducted an operation with a high-explosive drone at the entrance to the bunker, aiming to force the enemy soldiers' exit and launch an attack from inside. An enemy ATV near the bunker was also destroyed to prevent it falling into the hands of Russian infantry. A Russian soldier was captured the moment he jumped into the bunker they had dug, while another Russian infantryman wanders around, unaware that they are being watched. Meanwhile, the other infantrymen standing outside must have realized that they were by the Ukrainian surveillance drone. He quickly moves away from the area. The K2 FPV unit decides to attack the bunker as the enemy moves away. Planning to render the bunker unusable and collapse it from the inside, the pilot drops 2 bombs at the entrance. Six Russian enemy infantrymen on motorcycles entering the position were carefully monitored by surveillance drones. Tracked by the 118th TD Brigade, the enemies continue to advance. After a while, the enemy unit decided to advance on foot. However, one of them was neutralized by a mine planted in the area. After the explosion, other enemy soldiers fled the area. Before the fleeing soldiers get too far away, the FPV pilots are already in pursuit. Several units took coordinated action to destroy the enemy attack. One of the soldiers is being followed for a while, circling around a tree, but when the Ukrainian drone drops a bomb, the soldier, who is heading in a different direction, escapes the explosion at the last moment. The 118th TD Brigade decided to take a shortcut instead of chasing the enemy soldiers scattered in the area and launched a large-scale bombing attack on the enemy. Another group of enemies huddled together was seen crossing the gray zone. Advancing in separate groups, the enemy soldiers were carefully tracked by drone troops. 118th TD Brigade pilot, who did not miss the opportunity when 2 soldiers were separated, knocked down 2 enemies with a single shot. A number of enemy soldiers attacking the position were also stopped by the careful control of the pilots. The enemies, deciphered by thermal cameras, were taken down one by one. The enemy is hiding under a tree, unaware that he is being watched. The soldier, followed by a thermal imaging camera, starts firing to escape from the drone, but his defense fails because the bullets do not hit the drone. A tank from the Kochevnik armored group opened fire on enemy infantry at close range. The Ukrainian tank fired 5 times at the Russian enemy unit and cleared the enemy. The Finnish tank returned to its unit without looking back. A 7-man enemy infantry unit escaped from an armored personnel carrier attacked by a Ukrainian FPV pilot. The enemy soldiers began to flee in panic. Another armored vehicle coming from behind carries an electronic warfare system against drones. After driving for a while, the vehicle decided to stop. They must have noticed the drone coming towards them. They got out of the vehicle and started to run away. After the explosion, the vehicle caught fire severely and was rendered unusable. I guess the electronic warfare system didn't do much good. 2 more enemy armored personnel carriers have been detected. These vehicles also have electronic warfare systems. Vehicles caught between artillery shells were hit by FPV drones. Both vehicles are equipped with electronic warfare systems, but they were ineffective against Ukrainian drones and were destroyed. The attacked Russian T-72B3 tank hit in the hangar. Then it was spotted by Ukrainian FPV pilots. The high-explosive FPV drone entering through the opening at the entrance of the hangar literally destroys the tank. The 3rd Assault Brigade destroyed an enemy Russian unit that entered the position. This Russian soldier, who tried to hide in a house with a collapsed roof, was neutralized by Ukrainian FPV drones shortly after entering the house. A Leopard 2 tank of Ukraine's 33rd Separate Mechanized Brigade successfully targets and neutralizes a column of advancing Russian forces. The Leopard 2 tank, positioned directly opposite the advancing Russian troops, managed to disperse the Russian troops with the shots it fired alone. Having lost a lot of equipment, Russia can no longer equip its troops with sufficient vehicles. The number of troops deployed in Ukraine has increased, so Russian troops have started to use civilian vehicles, leaving Russian troops unable to defend themselves. Russian soldiers attempting to advance in a crated vehicle containing bales of hay were targeted and neutralized by Ukrainian FPV drones. Russian soldiers trying to escape in a pickup truck were blown up when they stepped on a landmine. In the Zaporizhia region, a fighter from the 42nd Guards Division carefully approaches the bunker of the armed forces of Ukraine. After removing and setting up the TM-62 anti-tank mine he had with him, he threw it into the bunker without wasting time and quickly left the area. After about 15 seconds, the mine exploded and the bunker was blown up with a huge noise. With little time to escape, the soldier is almost in the blast radius but narrowly escapes. This attack can be particularly effective in destroying the entrance to the bunker and preventing the infantry inside from escaping. If the bunker has been attacked by drones or artillery, the destruction may not be as great. In this way, greater destruction can be achieved by dropping mines directly into the bunker.